OECD's definition on financial literacy, which I think covers everything that we discussed earlier. It says it's a combination of awareness, knowledge, skill, attitude, and behavior necessary for making sound financial decisions, ultimately to helping an individual achieve their financial well-being. And we all attest to the fact that, can you imagine a Ghana where everybody is doing well financially? Can you imagine the number of, please give me 1,000, that will reduce. Those who take money and don't pay. Can you imagine the number of funerals that will become an emergency, or funerals that will become people won't have to take loans to be able to organize. So I believe financial literacy is very important. And normally people would say, so who is responsible for ensuring that people become financially literate? Some would say government, some would say the regulator, some would say the financial institutions. I believe everybody has a part to play in this. So being that we are representatives of the various financial industries, first of all, I would like to ask for your full names and what you do, where you are coming from, what you do in your institution.
So my name is Priscilla Asham. I'm a banker. I work with the State General Ghana. I'm currently the head of ESG and Sustainable Development in CSR.
Thank you.
I am Kwame Aponsan. I work with Access Pension Trust. We are a pension service provider. As you are aware, the state is not going to institutionalize pensions now. There are other private providers. And I'm going to work with one. The sales team, and I'm in further discussions with them because to explain what you need to at the sales department. Once it's sales, I think that you just go and sell the product and come back. But Access will do more than that. So I have the opportunity to explain that as well. Thank you.
My name is Thomas Asampong. I'm the head of microinsurance for Prudential Ghana.
So welcome all of you to the panel, and we would like to start with this question. So on the banking side, or HG, what are some of the collaborative and innovative steps the bank is taking towards building sustainable communities? As you mentioned, you work with the sustainable teams of financially aware and financially literate citizens, especially in these times where, if we were able to build up to a certain level, and it seems GDP has wiped away, the work that we did in the past. So what is the bank HG doing in this regard?
Thank you very much. So we do a lot, but to put things in perspective with regards to the question you asked, when you say sustainable community, okay, so at why sustainability has two categories in environment, social, So when you talk about finance, we're talking about the economical or the social aspect. And being sustainable is the ability to sustain yourself with the resources available to you. So when we look at sustainability from the economical perspective, it means how the young persons or how our young individuals are able to sustain themselves in the financial economy like ours and beyond. We do have workshops, we do have programs, we have a home of business where we organize clinics, and we try to pass information on to young people as to how to manage finance. But let's get practical, because before we got up here, they asked us to empower and get practical. So financial literacy goes beyond just having a bank account or finally being financially inclusive in the banking sector. I think I heard Abba say that Sometimes UROs are able to manipulate the sort of products that they prefer to customers. And this is because we are banking people who are financially illiterate. When we check global statistics, there are about 3.8 people who are financially illiterate. And then when we check the unbanked are just about 1.7 billion. It means there are 1.8 billion in there who are being banked, who are financially illiterate. Now, when we talk about financial literacy, it's not just about getting information, but it's about acquiring the skill and the savviness, how to manage and manipulate money. I'm sure we'll come to this, but practically, for instance, you're a mason, and I'm engaging you to do a job for me for a year. If you are financially savvy, you would ask me to pay you the bulk amount of your money in advance. Maybe I'll be giving you 100 cedis a day, but in a year, that 100 cedis come to 12,000. If there's a guarantee that you're going to stay on for that 1 year, I can give you that 12,000. You will invest that 12,000 in a bank or in any instrument that is available. And on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, you will get that turnaround or the cash flow money that I will be giving to you that you eat or you spend. But then by the time you finish working, you would have still kept that 12,000 as savings. So the skill, the savviness, how to get money, how to manage money, how to use money. I think those are some of the things we'll get into in this conversation. So not just information sharing of the products and services we have, but your consciousness, understanding how money comes about and how money is multiplied and social.
So, family, you said you were from the pensions industry. I happen to be an alumni. In the pensions industry, and even though the new law was introduced about more than 10 years ago, we tend to find out that still a lot of people are still not, doing too well with planning for their retirement. And so, as a player in the space, what are some of the collaborative and innovative steps that Access is taking to ensure that people retire and retire well, especially the young ones like we have over here, because this is a very good time to sow these seeds, and from day one, once they start earning an income, they would start doing something. So what is Access doing in this regard?
All right, thank you. It's good that you said, I've been to a appointment meeting, so, and Winnie and I have, at Access, I mentioned that I work with the sales department, and when you get sales, then we are supposed to be in the business, we are supposed to be in the social movement when it comes to the business space. But for Access, education is key. When you are employed at Access, for a month or two, Access will pay you, you don't do any work. It just train you, prepare you to go and educate the masses. So retirement planning education is key for Access. For Access, our sales force is not called sales rep, or we are pension advisors. I would say that this year, the CEO's message and the task given the department and of course other departments across the board is to go through a process of getting every pension advisor to become a financial planner to educate the masses. What have we done? I'm sure some students will be going to be here. I don't know whether some have benefited from what we have done, but Access on our 10th anniversary launched a scholarship package for students of the business schools. We're talking about needy but brilliant students, and we need 40 of them. And it's amazing when we meet the students and the sort of information they have, even though they are students. I happen to have made a team with that report just a couple of weeks ago to go through some training sessions and all. And at the end of the session, what we were going to do was to task their team to go back to their communities, okay, and more or less educate what the masses or the members of the community as to what they have learned. And when we group them into sessions, the sort of program programs and projects they came up with. It was amazing. And I'm telling you, the team in ISIS will then have to go and assist them and go to. Some are engaging their churches to do presentations, some are on financial planning, on pension, retirement planning, and all. It's just amazing, even in their schools now. At the moment, we have some new tensions with us. Okay, so strong strategic alliances is key. Okay, with NFAFL, with your group, and so that we see how best we can assist. That is why we are here, because we needed to do that. And it has to be a big ticket item on the CSR budgets for pension companies, that we get ourselves involved in taking serious how the budget considerations when it comes to CSR channels and resources to programs such as this. And I think I will urge other corporate trustees in the industry to do so. So as this, we are doing a lot, and like I said, sales, there's one here, but our access is more of education, it's more of information, it's more of getting people to stand up and say, okay, 3-4 years ago, I had somebody from access, and this is how far my life has changed. So, if you ask me, that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm sure I'll
When it comes to misunderstood in this part of the world, and so as Prudential, what are you going to ensure that you help people understand insurance better and how that can help improve their financial well-being?
Right, so I think that's a very important question. In Prudential, we have actually done most of this strategic partnership as a way of enhancing insurance inclusion. For example, we have what we call the chat chain. For example, that is being sponsored by Prudent Foundation. Prudent Foundation is actually the arm of Prudential in Asia Pacific that we partner with Cartoon Network. In fact, the mere mention of the Cartoon Network should really tell you the cohort of people we are actually targeting when it comes to financial inclusion. Those who are teenagers and school-going age, to imbibe in them the discipline when it comes to investment, to savings and donating. So this is what we are actually currently doing, and it may interest to note that the impact of these partnerships have been very, very enormous. For example, as I'm talking to you now, it has over 32 million US each day. 32 million US each day. Over 66,000 teachers have been trained regarding this, and we have over 2 million students have also been trained, have become beneficiary of this, this partnership as a way of enhancing insurance inclusion. The next partnership I'll talk about has to do with probably some of you who are actuarial students may know PASS. What PASS means is Prudential Actuarial Support Scheme. I wonder how many of you are actuarial students here, maybe in Tech or UDS or University of Cape Coast, my alma mater. Now what Prudential have realized is that there is no way this industry can actually grow without developing the key players of this industry. That is actuarial science students. We believe that they are the key stakeholders, the key team players who can really help in developing this industry. So what Prudential we do is that we have this award scheme that we give to, a scholarship scheme that we give to these students. So for these schools that I've mentioned, UDS, University of Cape Coast, and University of Science and Technology, every year, top 5 students are given an amount to the tune of $5,000 as a way of supporting their education. We believe strongly that supporting them will really help to enhance financial inclusion and developing the space. And then also, I think those of you in Legon and other universities around me have heard about Sika School Financial Literacy Conference. Now, there is also a conference we organize periodically around universities across the country. The main target is for us to collaborate with various universities in training university students in the areas of pension, even at that age, investment, as well as insurance and emerging avenues in the generation of incomes. And then maybe the last I'll talk about, even though there are many, is what we call the market outreach, where our major target is to focus on the underbanked or the unbanked or the underserved. Now we go to this one to educate them on financial literacy, keeping up records and all that. We are doing all this in collaboration with these people as a way of really enhancing financial inclusion.
Thank you. Well done to your institutions, and we pray for this. About the importance of this 360 approach to financial planning. And it's essential because if you are investing and you don't have an insurance, should something happen, guess where you're going to take the money from? The investment that you were hoping to meet a certain goal. If you don't use banking products well, it also has its implication. So that said, for the benefit of this 360 approach I'm introducing to our students here, Priscilla, what products and services are available at SG, and how can the students here leverage on that to achieve financial security, independence, or freedom?
Thank you. Thank you. So at SG, we curate products that are tailor-made or custom-specific. So for instance, we have this waffle loan, as the name suggests, it's waffle. So we are more lenient on the documentation requirements. The rates are subvented. I'm sure students have access to student loans already when they are in school. We have savings, we have investments, that is fixed deposit, treasury bills, and all of that. But what I would say, because for me, I see this as one of the things SG does. For me to take time off my schedule and come here and meet students, let's share information and let's educate you. There are certain things every bank or financial institution will look out for before they will give you money. And let me say this, reputation is currency. Building a good track record is currency. Now, when you're spending money, it's two things. You're either spending the money on an asset or a liability. An asset is one that will accrue or its value will go up. And a liability is an expenditure you make whose value will come down. Most of you will end up getting jobs, and securing jobs are one of the things financial institutions look out for when they are giving you money. Because of course, when you have money, you can make more money, let me say it like that. When you have a job, right? One of the first things you can get access to are maybe mortgages or loans to buy a home or buy a house. For young persons here, this is what I would advise. When you qualify to get a loan to, let's say, buy a home, don't be in a rush to move out of your parents' house. You can buy that house, put it out for rental, and let the rents pay the interest on that house. In Ghana, rents are accumulated. People pay 1 year rent advance, people pay 2 year rent advance. You can get bulk rent payments. What you can do with the bulk rent payments is to pay down on your loans. Eventually, you pay down on that house and you'll be able to do it in less than 10 years. Mortgages run from 15 to 20 years. I have experience, I can tell you can do a mortgage for 5 years. You own that asset, and with that asset you can do a lot. You can always go to the market with that asset, get access to money, and build your business. At SG, we have the Innovation Hub. At Innovation Hub, we sort of create a network for ideation. So it's for young persons who come on board, who have brilliant ideas, hoping to get support. Sometimes as a bank, because it's a commercial space, we are able to fund your ideas. But what we can do is to crowdfund for you. We can direct you to companies who may be interested in brilliant ideas like yours, who can buy it off you, who may want to be shareholders in whatever company or party you're thinking. Example, we had this lady approached us who is into electric motorbikes. And you know, we are talking green and sustainability and all of that. And we have Philips, a company in America, who is interested in funding here. When it comes to such things or such junctures, it's important that you have the financial savviness to be able to negotiate with someone who has money, who wants to buy your idea, who wants to buy a stake in a business that is going to run at the back of your idea. We also do networking, so we bring young people together, like I said, and you meet either financiers or equity buyers or whatever it is. That platform is also made available to you. And then at our innovation hub, we have clinics. So every month we have catalyst series of programs. We can organize programs that is teaching you bookkeeping. So we have partners from the top 4, it could be Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst & Young, PwC. They offer the service pro bono. So they teach you how to make your account or account for the books. We have consultants who also offer free services from GRA, managing your tax or filing your tax. We also have pro bono, the Registrar General's Office. So registering a company, the process we go through, and so on and so forth. All these are available on HG is there to support. Thank you.
So I'm looking at everybody here in the next 50 years, we'll definitely have a lot of retirees. I mean, you have some products to make sure that we don't just retire, but we retire rich. Some rich aunties and uncles in the house in the next.
Well, in the pension landscape, retirement income security is paramount. The way the laws, pension laws of Ghana have been crafted, we have a situation where the statutory ones, those under the statutory ones are just a small section of the population, right? So what about that? And you agree with me that we need money and we need it so desperately. And whether you're a student or you just entered the job market or you already getting your 40s, 50s, everybody needs money and you can't say you don't need money. And I'll give you an example why I'm saying so. I'm pretty sure as students we all have ATM cards, right? We all have ATM cards. When you go to the ATM machine and you put it in the card, key your password, and blah blah blah, what comes out first? What comes out first of the machine? Your card. Your card, right? Before the money. You know what? If the money comes before the card, you take the money and leave your card in the machine. You know why? Because your focus is so much on the money and what you're going to use it for, and the fact that it's really not enough. There's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. There's a quote in the book that says, 1/10 of what you earn is yours to keep. So I'll give you an example. If I'm just going to point how I arrive at it. So if you're a student, you don't earn any income, but if you happen to be in the job market and learn like how it is, if you're a Christian, your 10% is 160. So if you're committed tightly, you just stay. But I just want to say that if your income is 1,000, if you take 100 cities from the 1,000, what is left is 900. Is it enough? You would ask this question and nobody would say it's enough. If you spend the 100 cities in addition to the 900, that is you spend all. Is it enough? It's still not enough. Now, when COVID came, what happened to those boys who were washing at the various washing bases? No cars were coming. The country was in lockdown. What happened to the organizer? Because no ties were getting flat. It was a reality and it dawned on the country. And as pension fund or pension providers, what we need to do is provide the solution from saving. And that's why we are moving from being pension advisors to financial plan advisors, so that we can help people. I went to third-party office of the Cocoa subsidiary. And I'm coming to the students, and there were 2 students doing an internship in the deputy HR's office. And the woman was enrolling on a personal pension product that the law prescribes for every Ghanaian, so long as you have someone. And the law has made in such a way that you don't even owe in the contributions. And so this is voluntary contribution you can decide to pay as and when you get something. And there were 2 students, 2 ladies in the office, and they seemed not to be interested in the conversation I was having with the deputy HR. And I just went to them and I asked them, and I made sure the woman heard what I was asking them. I asked them, how much have you spent on buying things online this month? They are not doing national service, they are interns. And one mentioned around 400, this is what I told you last year, October. 400 cities, another person around 300. And then it got the attention of the deputy that said, I don't spend that every month. I don't buy stuff online to the tune of 400 cities. And I'm telling you, students can even save more than those who earn it outside. I don't know where you get the money from, but my advice is we have made products available that the law brings provision for everybody. Enroll the pension product. When you hear it, you think it's 15, 20, 30, 40 years ahead. But you know what 50 cents a month can turn into 10 years or 15, 20 years. If it is invested commonly or not. I bet you make a lot of money and people won't understand. So I will treat that. I know you have other sources of getting money, no matter how small. As special time providers, we are going to make the product as seamless as possible. So the moment you can check your balances, you can check your track your investment returns and all that. We make that seamless for you. Okay. So please, when we are done. So I don't want you to say silent now, but when you are contact me, I have some recommendation.
Hi, Thomas. Okay, so this week I had an intern, my side gig, which has become a session. So this is the way things are going. I'm the first one. I'm concerned that, if anything should happen, the burden will be on me. What do I do? How do I put improve their financial work?
Yeah, that is a very good question because more often than not, when we talk about insurance, we often are eyes, others, policies and without us. Now, Prudential, we have this belief that the customer is a compass. It's when I mention compass, I don't mean the compass the GSS uses to draw. I'm referring to the compass as used in navigation. Just as a literal compass used in navigation aids in smooth navigation, we believe that the customers or the customer is a key stakeholder as far as our business is concerned. So more often than not, we design products that will be more appealing to especially young ones in our contemporary times. And the recent one we have launched, that is for everybody, but our target market is those in the informal sector, because we realize that the informal sector is growing with a very remarkable rapidity every now and then. But currently, about 70% of Ghana's population are in the informal sector, isn't it? And about 56% are considered to be unbanked, and these ones are considered to be financially excluded. The interesting thing is that this cohort of people who are considered financially excluded, you know what? They contribute about 20% to Ghana's GDP. So how then do we consider these ones as financially excluded whilst their contribution to Ghana's GDP is quite enormous? So potentially we say that then how do we make these ones financially included? In fact, before we came up with this product, there were quite a number of research we conducted in the market, in the industry, for us to come up with a bespoke, products that we think can really benefit students, those in the informal sector, and even market women. Now, we came to realize that even though these ones are considered to be unbanked, they don't have bank account to buy insurance policies to cover themselves and their families, they have a tool. That tool can be used or we can leverage on that to make them financially inclusive, and that is their mobile phones, isn't it so? Now, it may get to know that last year, a survey we conducted indicated that they actually over 44.6 mobile phones in Ghana, 44.6 million. Ghana's population is around less than 40 million. So that means that we have more mobile phones in Ghana than we have what the population that has it. So the point is, why don't we then leverage on this to come up with a mobile delivery insurance to make these ones financially included. So we came up with this product called Mekakarawa. I think when you drive on the streets, you see giant billboards labeled Mekakarawa. As the name suggests, it's a product that is very simple, a product that is very affordable. It's cost as less as 3 Ghana cedis to buy the insurance policy to cover yourself and then even your dependents. The major objective of this Mekakarawa life insurance policy is the two main ones. One is to enhance insurance inclusion, and then insurance penetration that is currently 1% and to GDP 2%. What that means is that if you count every 100 people in Ghana, it's only one person who has insurance to cover himself and his family, just one. So I'm hoping 99 people do not have insurance to cover themselves and their families. And if you consider its contribution to GDP, it's also just 2%. Even though that is not good, we see, in fact, if you draw a sport, it tells you there are more opportunities in that sector for us to really explore. And that is why we came up with this policy. The policy covers a person and then a dependent. So if you're a student, if you have just 3 Ghana cedis, you can just go online to buy your policy. Like I said, it's a mobile delivered insurance. All what you need is your mobile phone. Just any mobile phone. It can be Android or iPhone or what we call the feature phone, the young phone. Yes, you can buy the policy. Just dialing *778# on MTN and following the prompt. You can buy the policy to cover yourself and your family. The good news is that the 3 cedis you buy covers you and your dependents. So if I want to include my mom or dad, the 3 cedis is going to cover both. Parents are not going to pay in addition to money. Now, what does it cover when I buy this, bespoke, insurance policy? What does it cover? It covers death. It covers accidental death. It covers total permanent disability. It covers critical illness. For example, stroke, cancer, heart attack, kidney failure, which today have become a global menace. Now these are what that pittance money that you pay, covers as far as that insurance policy is concerned. Let me also hasten to say this before I drop the microphone. That usually when we talk about financial inclusion, we limit the scope or the definition to money, banking, transactions, and other things. But the fact is that there are other aspects of our life that is inextricably linked to financial inclusion. We cannot say you will be financially included when you don't have access to quality healthcare. So what Prudential is now currently doing is that we are driving or trying to become a fintech enabling environment where we provide healthcare as well. So currently with this Mekakarawa policy, we are currently bundling it with a doctor service consultation where when you get sick, you can just call the doctor on the phone, any point in time, 24/7, to tell the doctor what is wrong with you. The doctor will diagnose you. Medication are going to be delivered at your doorstep. You're going to pay anyway because there's a medicine you have to pay for at any point in time. Can you just imagine this? If somebody is sick, for example, the market woman Makola will never close his shop and go to the hospital. Another survey we conducted indicated that for each hospital visitation, you spend about 6 to 7 hours each day. So that Makola woman who sells cloth will never lock her store and go and queue at the doctor's hospital for medication or doctor consultation. So we have made it an all-encompassing one where you can call your doctor 24/7. Doctor will make a prescription, medication will be delivered at your doorstep. So we are looking at financial inclusion in its all-encompassing sense, where all these are embedded together, for us to deliver a quality service to our customers.
any of us know I'm an interesting man, and knowing is one thing, doing is another. And when it comes to choosing the right products is very essential. So as product owners and distributors, and what is the final word we have for our students here? And they are approached by a lot of financial service people every day. How do they make the right decision so that they are not just throwing their money into anything at all, but it's going into improving their financial well-being? I'll start with you, Ms. Wan.
Thank you. So, you need to let your money work for you. You must imbibe the culture of savings. I think it's been said here over and over. So when you're approached by a financial institution to sign on to any products, you should feel free to ask, what is the next for me? What are the other options? So if the option exists for a savings account where you would earn some interest, don't choose a current account. The accounts that are interest-bearing, the accounts where COTs or monthly charges are waived, go for those if you qualify for those. A lot of money can do a lot. As financial institutions, or generally, when you approach an institution with more money, you stand to get more. So, for instance, even if you're shopping, okay, so an individual can go to the market as students to buy maybe 1 cup of rice, but if 10 of you come together and you are holding more money and you are going to buy a bag of rice, you bargain better, you get it cheaper, and that 1 bag of rice, if you divide it, you get more out of it than you would if you each bought 1 cup and you went separately. So more money can always do more. Feel free, like I said, to ask the questions. What's the need for me? What's the need for me? What's the need for me? Find out yield on investments, what the rates are. You choose the higher one, of course. And then ask access to loans. Find out if you qualify for a loan. And if you don't, what you can do to qualify. Don't be scared. Loans give you a lot of money one time. And like I said, you can do a lot when you have a lot at the same time. So if you can sign on to a mortgage, you are better off doing a mortgage than paying rent. Find out what's available for you. In Societe Generale, we have institutional loans. So if you come to me as an individual to try and take a facility, maybe you work for a good company. At the back of that company, I can give you better interest rates. A guarantee from that company can also ensure when you get, let's say, a mortgage, as against you just individually walking to a bank to ask for a facility. So ask questions, ask more questions, and all the time ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I think financial institutions or pension companies, some will continue to exist for a very long time, where you can get access to financial products. My advice is that being here, take note of this. Is the Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa. This is where the info and knowledge houses. If you are in doubt, reach out to those who hold this. They have various ways of connecting industry players who can assist you if you are in doubt. But I'm saying, ask questions. Ask questions. Why are you posing questions? Those of us who sell the financial products have a tendency to know into everything, every question in affirmative. Right? Yes, yes, yes. But if you know what you're about because you are informed, you will not buy financial products that will not help you. So make sure you are always in touch with this info and knowledge to try and get you some answer to some questions that larger questions on financial programs or proposals that you have received that you are not too sure about. The industry leaders will come in contact with you. We are also available to assist financial planners. And I pray that others will want to extend scholarship to other universities. I hope that when it's extended to the university, you have the opportunity to be part of it. I hope that is that scholarship. So when your parents are better, put the money elsewhere for your benefit. So that's my message to you. We will continue to come our way to that. You have to decide for which product fits your purpose and objective and all. But if you are not sure, this group is where you have to come for the answers. Because they are attached with, should I say, experts who can advise you. Thank you very much.
We had a peer review just recently, and a colleague asked me, what do we need to do in order to be successful? 3 things. Number 1, what I said was that you need to invest. Number 2, invest. Number 3, continue to invest. So no matter how much you are earning now, if you don't cultivate the habit of investing, there is no way you can start investing when you start getting the bigger money. So that is number 1 advice to you. Number 2, let's make a thorough and meticulous research in every investment we want to go into. All of us are eyewitnesses to recently what has happened to a lot of people because they want to get huge profit. What has happened to them? We don't want to mention names. We don't want to become victims. Today, most students want to delve into cryptocurrency and online business and all quick rich pyramid schemes and all that. Please, the warning is that these pyramid schemes has a saturation level. Once it reaches that target, there is no way you can make a profit. You will definitely lose your money. So make conscious effort to do a lot of research on every investment that you are doing. My last and second on the list has to do with as to whether as young ones you need to have insurance or not. Yes, you need to have insurance because it's a form of savings for you. All of us here, should we lose anyone, be it a parent, grandparents, in-laws, whatever it is, definitely we are involved some way in the other. So make sure you at least buy some insurance depending on your financial capacity. And when I entered, I had a chance to talk to Professor Ajiman, one of the panelists. It happened that he has insurance policy with us, so he was able to report. And I asked him whether he has an inflation protector on his policy, and he said no. And he was asking me, what it does. Now what it does is that with time, your money that you have invested continue to depreciate. The inflation protector you have chosen kicks in. So for example, if I am to have, let's say, 100,000 Ghana cedis when I lose someone in death, that's 100,000 today. In the next 10 years, the money is going to be the same, but the value is certainly going to depreciate. So if I have, let's say, a 10% inflation protector or an escalator, what it means is that I'm going to pay 10% of my premium every year. That is going to adjust my sum assured by 10% every year. So if it is 100,000 cedis plus the 10%, and it will continue to grow in that manner. By so doing, you really have a safe and sound-minded investment for you to protect yourself and your families. Thank you very much.